And then you're going to see the largest screen you've ever seen in your entire life.
And it's coming to Moore. Get a sneak peek at the new Warren Moore World Class IMAX, opening this December at the Moore Warren. Tron Legacy was the first film shown at the Warren IMAX Theater in Wichita, Kansas when it opened last December. The Wichita IMAX broke all the records for IMAX ticket sales in North America. The first showings at the upcoming Moore IMAX are expected to do even better. What film is scheduled to play first at the Moore IMAX? We'll have the answer later in the show. In April of 2008, the Moore Warren Theater officially opened with much fanfare. The opening ceremony took place inside the Grand Auditorium in front of a 2,100 square foot screen, the largest in Oklahoma. Recently, Mr. Warren returned to the Grand Auditorium to announce something truly remarkable. A new IMAX theater will be coming to Moore, and while the screen in the Grand Auditorium is quite large,
Basically, this encompasses about 2,100 square feet of screen space. The IMAX is going to be over 4,000 to give you some idea of how much bigger the IMAX screen is going to be. It will be another 2 stories tall over this height.
the only other place where you can see a screen that large is the Warren IMAX in Wichita, Kansas. Moore's IMAX will be modeled after the Wichita Theater in many respects.
Since we've opened the Wichita IMAX Theater, it's been the #1 grossing theater consistently in North America. That's all of America and Canada. And that's pretty interesting when you think about that theater's outgrossing IMAXs in New York, LA, and every place else. I mean, that's the kind of reception we've had on this IMAX theater. And we expect the one in Moore to do even better than that. It will be a huge tourist attraction, just like the Warren Moore currently is, and it will bring in people from all over the state.
The Wichita IMAX will have some pronounced differences with the one that will be built in Moore, primarily in exterior appearance. Here you can see the exterior of the IMAX Theater in Wichita, which is in keeping with the look and feel of the theater there. And here is a rendering of the IMAX Theater that will soon be built in Moore, which blends perfectly with the look of our theater.
This is the original theater, and this is on the north end, and here's where we're going to add the addition. Now this will have its own separate outside entrance and lobby and concessions and so forth, but it will also be tied into the original theater.
The Moore IMAX will be built just to the north of their current theater, where part of the parking lot currently sits. Additional parking will be added even further north.
So they've actually purchased the land that's existing right now. It's just a plain grassy piece of ground between Moore Medical Center and Warren Theater. So that now is owned by Warren Theater. So that will serve as parking pretty much primarily for the IMAX. So you can park right outside the IMAX entrance and enter into the IMAX exclusively without having to go through the front part of the Warren Theater. It is all interconnected, and you can certainly still go through the main lobby and go all the way down and immediately get into the IMAX. But for folks that are just going to see an IMAX movie, you can park on the north side, again in their new parking lot, and enter right into the IMAX portion.
The interior of the upcoming Moore IMAX will be similar to the Wichita Theater in most respects. The lobby will resemble Moore's main Warren lobby with an Art Deco feel, lots of mural art, and plush decor. The IMAX lobby will have its own ticket booth and an extensive concession area. And when you enter the IMAX auditorium, expect to have vertigo for a few seconds as you take in the gigantic screen. In keeping with all other Warren screens, you'll also see curtains rise before the show. Mr. Warren spent $100,000 for the IMAX curtains alone, made of special material to reflect light, perfect for the light show that will take place before each film.
You're going to see a light show on the screen, you're going to see this incredible music, and you're going to see the unveiling of the screen. You'll hear the voice of the theater. I mean, it's all part of the show business thing, anticipation of the movie. And then you're going to see the largest screen you've ever seen in your entire life. I don't care where you go. You won't see a screen like this in New York. You won't see a screen like this in LA. You'll only see it in Moore, Oklahoma.
And you'll see it from a choice of 600 seats in the extreme stadium seating area.
There's really no bad seat in the 600 plus auditorium of an IMAX. And the way, again, it's that many seats, but it's up 4 stories tall, so that you have the vision between you and the screen is perfect. There's no head involved. There's no person in front of you that's encroaching upon seeing the entire screen. And to see that entire screen as big as it is pretty remarkable.
While all of this is incredible, it alone does not make a theater an IMAX. There are specific technical requirements that the IMAX Corporation must implement for a theater to bear its name.
An IMAX is a combination of high resolution, huge screen, dual projectors, and then they take a movie and then they enhance the sound and they enhance the image. And it's just a different process, and so it's a premium product, and it envelops you. I mean, you literally think you're there. I mean, it's like a large theater screen on steroids. So I mean, it's an incredible system.
All of this will cost in the neighborhood of $10 million. That's quite an investment into a community like Moore, and will likely have a large economic impact.
We've absolutely seen businesses coming in because of the synergy and the population draw that the theater currently has. No doubt that this expansion is going to raise the interest of businesses all around.
But we believe in Oklahoma, and more importantly, we believe in Moore. And it's expensive, but it's been very successful, and we think it will be even more successful, or we wouldn't be making that investment.
For more about the upcoming Warren Moore World-Class IMAX, consult the following contact information. The Warren Moore World-Class IMAX is expected to break all the sales records when it opens in December of this year. What feature film is scheduled to show first at the Moore IMAX? Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol in IMAX 3D.